Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will make it into the end zone, and he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy, and that'll bring up 2nd down. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Deshaun Hamilton, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They forced incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
And that's incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. This is taken at the 15. Oh, and now some space to operate. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Houston. Mark that down as an 85-yard punt return. And the Texans will add on to their lead.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. But it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown.
Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This will make it into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Denver's offense ready to go again. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3 and out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. And his throw is going to be incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, and it's 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Fielded at the 20. yards. Well done on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. And they had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's...
There goes Duke Johnson. Touchdown, Houston. Duke Johnson, 59 yards. And the Texans push further out in front. Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it is stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half.
Kaimi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for. And now it's second down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Locke. And he hits his target, Deshaun Hamilton. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
8 yards on the pickup.
Only needing 2 yards on second down.
At the 47-yard line.
They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
That's good.
They really needed to get something going, didn't they? They punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter 1 of the new year. We'll be back. On 2nd and 7, Locke under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Bernardrick McKinney muscled his way in for the sack. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. So 3rd and long now for Locke and the Broncos following the sack. Locke working out of the gun. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Ross Blacklock able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brings up 4th down.
Here's Sam Martin now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They scored a touchdown the last time they had the football, but things going to be a little bit more difficult this time.
Oh, certainly, because where they're starting, the goal isn't even thinking about a touchdown at this point. They're thinking about field position. A couple of first downs in order to give some room for their punter and maybe flip the field position for their defense.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. 15 yards. The Texans pick up the first down.
15.
So here we are, Charles, the dawn start of a new season and you start looking around at teams that you might think are Super Bowl worthy, I think the discussion begins and ends really with this crew right here, because they're putting together quite an assortment of talent on offense. This is caught at the 20. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory.
To Brandon Cooks.
A huge play there for Houston. 55 yards.
Texans.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. He'll run it. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Josie Jewell on.
Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7. Now a handoff. Johnson. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. They'll go with the keeper. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. It's their quarterback. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And this offense is running away with this one. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
For Houston.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here now a look at Melvin Gordon. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? A good game there on 1st down. That run will get him 7 up to the 32-yard line.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series, before you get out there, hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that he dreamed of this. How about this for your debut? 2nd sack in the opener.
Yeah, it's great to get 1. That's memorable. 2? Hello.
He dreamed about it. He thought about it. Did he ever expect it to happen? Probably not.
This is taken at the 18. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 36 yards on the play.
A gain of 30.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Flushed out right. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And down to the 7-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 2nd and 3.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, And now they're acting like wide receivers, too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it? Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter. They're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's two sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion, anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. The sack there by J.J. Watt.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Throwing now is Locke. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And the Texans scoop it. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. So a big play there. Not only the fumble return for the touchdown, then they get the 2-point try. And, you know, for the defense, though, they were just over there sitting on the field. They had to rush out to try to defend that.
You know, it's funny. They actually practice situations that they call sudden change when the team turns it over. I guarantee you no one practices a fumble return for a touchdown like that, and now someone goes for 2. Really good strategy by them putting them in that situation.
Melvin Gordon leading Denver's offense back out. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter. Finished with over 300 yards.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. J.J. Watt picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here's Locke to throw. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit.
Kaimi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get in the ball. We'll see if they can do it. Operating from the gun. Locke throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Pass
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Lock. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
I'm going back to you. I'm going back to you.
From the gun, Lock. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Second and 10. Throwing again. Lock. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Whitney Merciless barreling in for the sack. So 3rd and long now for Lock and the Broncos following the sack.
Now 3rd down.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Call it a gain of a yard as it brings us to the end of the first half.
It's 4th down.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll start by heading out west to Glendale, Arizona. And it's the Colts who have the lead in the second quarter. Mitchell Trubisky has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head cross-country to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And it was the visiting Carolina Panthers who were victorious in that one. Teddy Bridgewater with 3 touchdown passes in the Week 1 victory. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And it was the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars that go home with the victory. 23-17, the final score. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's letting this, and that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 71 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will make it into the end zone, and he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. But sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Back to the air on second down. It's Locke toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Throwing his Lock on third down. Got a man complete. It's Hamler. The 30. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Gordon on first down. Down to the 25. Oh, Watt shaken up. J.J. still down here following that last play. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. From the 25 on second down. Locke. This is the tight end fan. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
To throw on third down. Locke. And he's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 34. O'Shane Zimenez drops him for a loss of 10. And it's going to be 4th and long.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 34. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 26-yard line. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Being chased out left. Now he'll pull it down. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
At the 8-yard line.
Back to throw here. Stepping up, and he will have a touchdown. An 8-yard touchdown run as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one. But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on. But apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
always hurts a team because, you know, you put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Locke. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out.
Drew Lock sacked. A fumble on the play.
Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Lock's pass.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face, coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
At their own 8.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there. Check it up nicely. Good English on that punt. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He'll try and run it. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Second and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. Off the draw, here's Johnson. Good move by Duke. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Last play they got stumped at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. They stay on the ground on 1st for Johnson. We've seen him break off a big run already. And there goes Duke Johnson. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Duke Johnson, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And this offense continues to pour it on.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
They'll look to throw. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Denver's offense ready to go again. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
A 6-yard pick
from the 26. They'll line up on 2nd and 4.
26-yard line.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Pass.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Block. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Intended for Jerry Jeudy. Incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. 2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action in Denver. And now a hook up downfield on 2nd down. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And that's going to leave him with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. He's letting it fly for Cooks. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big-time play there for the Texans. 67 yards. Back to throw again. And he will score. It's a touchdown. It's their quarterback taking it in. And the Texans add on. And he just tied the NFL record on that 5th rushing touchdown. He's the 6th man ever to do that in a single game.
And, partner, did you just say that he tied an NFL record there?
Yes, sir.
I mean, we're talking 5 touchdowns on the ground against an NFL-caliber defense.
Is that good?
I'd say that's fantastic. What a game for him.
It really is something. We are watching quite the effort. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, block, looking middle, and it's incomplete. The Broncos on 3rd down, not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, block, and he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
At their own 20.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. He's letting it fly for Cooks. That's caught at the 25. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. DJ Hayden right there on the coverage. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Buying time to his left. And he's going to keep it here. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Back to throw. And he's got it. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. From a yard out. And the Texans continue to pour it on. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though.
To kick off for Houston.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And Denver getting set to take the field. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. That's complete. It's Gordon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
Pass intended for Noah Fant. Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
To throw again. Locke over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Intended for
at this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
On 3rd down, Locke. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. And the Texans scoop it. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Open man is Cooks. He's got it. Touchdown, Texans. Brandon Cooks. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Texans capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
It's a pickup of 3.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. From midfield, here's Locke. And And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
Brandon Cooks and the rest of the offensive crew trotting back into place out there. Glancing down at the stat sheet, and we've been tracking it, but you get a 100-yard game, you're really happy. You're over 200 like he is. You probably want that ball after this game, don't you?
You want that one. You want to continue to call the same plays in any other game you play. You're having one of those magical performances that just never want to end. And you know something? Your fellow receivers, they get those clenched grins right now like, congratulations. Well, why isn't it me?
Well, so far, it's been all about him. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line.
A gain of 58 yards.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
And the Texans
back to throw now on first down. He's going to take off with it. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. They'll set up a throw.
Well, that was man coverage. So once
and he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Von Miller in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. Dancing to his left. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep, and boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt the return. Denver's offense ready to go again. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Bernardrick McKinney able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brings up 2nd down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Sutton, incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Looking for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The former first-round pick, Kareem Jackson, there defensively. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. He can run for it, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, they were backed up on 3rd and goal, and when you saw him start to scramble, my thought process was he'll get what he can and maybe get out of bounds. But he got a little bit greedy there, and in this case, greed was good as he got into the end zone.
They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room and get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes coaches say, that's it, okay? It hasn't worked all game. There's no sense in doing something now. Let's get out of here. No one gets hurt. But others will look at it and say, we still have an opportunity to do something.
On the line.
Exactly. You have pride on the line, execution as you look forward and get ready for your next game, and a message to your team. We're not going to quit. No matter what the battle is, we're going to finish this thing out.
To throw again on 2nd down. Locke. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And all the way down to the 29. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Houston, you can't ask for a better start as they pitch a shutout here in the opener. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they go down to defeat here in the opener against the Bengals. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin.